Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to my channel about crypto. Today's video I want to talk about the current market situation. Overall, crypto market's been going down for a couple of weeks now. I think quite a lot of people are worried. Are we now entering bear market? Is this the bottom, or how low is the bottom of this dip? Or is it even a dip, or in fact a more prolonged bear market? Well, there's certainly no escaping the fact that Bitcoin's been going down for quite a while now. Basically, since we hit the new all-time high in early mid-November, it's been clearly on a continuing downtrend. And then after the dip we had in early December, we still seeing downtrend in the last couple of weeks. More worryingly, the last couple of weeks we've been also below Bitcoin's bull market support band, the 20-week SMA, which is currently trending just above 52k level. So are we actually entering bear market phase? Personally, I don't think so. I'll be honest with you, I'm not happy about seeing this. And I certainly didn't expect dip to be this long at this point in time. I thought we will have much quicker recovery from this dip we had in early December. But, well, it is what it is. And although somewhat surprising, I don't think this means that this is the end of the market cycle. Essentially, there are no indicators that would show that is in the end, because we didn't really see that proper blow off top or mania phase when we were somewhere here. In fact, it was when Bitcoin was hitting those new all-time highs in late October and early November. It was all probably a little bit boring. This bull run here was certainly quite exciting because we finally started picking up after retesting the bull market support band, and it was a pretty impressive move up. If we look at the percentage change, that was something like, well, around 65%. But then those moves here were somewhat, well, we had a fair bit of sideways movement. And it certainly didn't feel at the time that this is the top of the market cycle. If anything, the run we had in the spring of this year, that felt much more like potential blow off top and end of the market cycle. But of course it was way too early for that. And because we established a new all-time high in November, where clearly that wasn't the end of the market cycle. So what I think is happening now is, well, essentially phase similar to what we had in the summer, a reaccumulation phase at, well, levels below the bull market support band, but hopefully nowhere near as long as the one we had in the summer. And if you think about it, if the market cycles are extending, and that it certainly looks like they are, and if this cycle is likely to extend into late 2022 or potentially even early 2023, we have to be prepared for those pullbacks and reaccumulation periods. And if anything, if we zoom out, after this first peak we had here at the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, we had those rounded tops and bottoms rather than quick V-shaped recoveries or blow off tops and sudden dips. And in fact, I just saw this really interesting post by Eric Crown, who's really good technical analyst. And although this is a very dubious speculation, but there certainly seems to be a bit of a pattern here with those rounded tops and bottoms. And if we do consider that there is a pattern here of sorts, well, that would imply that the current dip will likely finish somewhere in very early January, essentially first week of January or so. Of course, this is just speculation, but I feel like there is some logic to it, certainly, and no one knows for sure what will happen. But personally, I think we are still nowhere near the end of the market cycle. And I think the main question is, well, how long we will continue on this downtrend and how low the price of Bitcoin will go. So personally, I would expect that we will hold roughly 42k level, sort of where we bounce back here, or where this week actually finished. So that was around 42k level. If we cannot hold 40 to 42k, then the next level I'll be looking at is around 30k, just above. If we cannot hold that, then at that point, yes, I would consider that we may in fact be entering a bear market phase, which would be, I think, extremely surprising. But well, we still have good 15k to go, so I'm not worrying about that at this point in time. So in short, I expect potential dip to around 42k level, because certainly we are still trending down. And hopefully then we will bounce back up, and I don't expect that we will hit new all-time highs anytime soon, because first of all we have to get above the bull market support band. Then we have to actually establish it as the support level, similar to what we did here. And then we can start looking at potentially putting new all-time highs. So in terms of trading, in terms of investing, well, personally, I think it's great entry point for Bitcoin. If you don't hold Bitcoin, you don't hold enough Bitcoin, I think it's a great price. Personally, I didn't expect that in this market cycle we'll dip below bull market support band. So essentially, I didn't expect Bitcoin to go below 52k level. So getting in at around 46k is certainly really good. ETH presents, of course, pretty good buying opportunity. And in fact, I would say that probably most coins in the sort of top 10, top 20 are pretty decent buy. There are some exceptions, because certain coins are still performing really well, like Luna or AVAX. It doesn't mean that there are bad buys, but essentially other tokens dipped much more, and therefore they present better buying opportunity at this point in time. So if you are looking to add any of the sort of top 20, top 10 coins to your bags, then I think that's a really good price point. That's a really good time to do so. Of course, it's also a really good time to potentially buy some smaller cap alts, because they are bleeding massively. But if you do so, make sure that you do it in line with your own risk tolerance and financial abilities, because while yes, they present great buying opportunities, and I certainly been adding some more to my positions recently, if Bitcoin continues trending down, and if we stay below that bull market support band for a longer period of time, similar to what happened in the summer, then you have to be prepared that alts will bleed much more than large cap coins. So if you do invest in alts, it's a great moment to do so, but please be careful and don't overexpose yourself to more risky investments. And otherwise, I think it's mainly all about Bitcoin and sort of top 10, top 20 coins at the moment. If we look at the crypto fear and greed index, we are unsurprisingly in extreme fear territory, and we've been in fear or extreme fear for pretty much the last month or so. Really no surprise there. And if we look at volume on an NFT market, well, that's been reasonably steady. There are some peaks and dips, but it certainly picked up a bit over the last month comparing to the dip we had in the second half of October. But we are still not quite at the levels we had towards the end of the summer. So I think NFTs will still potentially peak much more. And if crypto indeed enters that sort of reaccumulation, short-term bearish phase as we had in the summer, I think that potentially a lot of money will flow into NFTs. And especially true if, and this is going to be especially true if ETH goes down a bit more, because well, most NFTs are on Ethereum blockchain. So, if anything, I think the current situation just highlights the importance of having a diversified portfolio and not putting everything into alts. If you are heavily invested in altcoins, and especially if you bought them at relatively high prices, then I appreciate this must be really stressful period during the market cycle. But this just shows that how important it is to have some of your portfolio, or I would argue at least around half or more of your portfolio, in large caps, especially Bitcoin and ETH, and then a few other coins as well. I'll be making another video probably tomorrow when I'll be talking also about how you can make money from crypto during bear market through things like staking and essentially earning interest on your crypto. We'll look at a few different projects and a few different ways you can do it. But for now, I think, just to sum it up, I don't think we are in bear market. I think pullbacks like this one are just part of a longer market cycle, and they are to be expected. It's not great that when it's happening, and a lot of people are disappointed, and of course it's not as exciting as when the market is going up. But at the end of the day, these are the times when you can potentially make the most money if you put it into right projects. And like I said, at the moment I think it's all about DCAing into Bitcoin and some of the top 10, top 20 altcoins, potentially some smaller caps, but very carefully if you do so. So I think that's it from me for today. Just a very quick update on the current market situation. I think overall, if we look at next few months, this actually will be seen as one of the potentially greatest and hopefully last opportunities to essentially get to buy more crypto, or to get into crypto. Many people are saying that this in fact is somewhat similar to what we had at the very beginning of the pandemic in March 2022. So this sort of sudden unexpected dip, which allowed a lot of people to load their bags, and then was essentially the start of the next bull run. So I'm sincerely hoping that this is indeed the case, and that after the next, I don't know, maybe week or two, we will start seeing a nice solid move up. I would expect things to be quite rough for the next couple of weeks, but hopefully after that things will start picking up. And at the end of the day, well, it's the Christmas and holiday period, so it makes sense to just switch off the computer, stop looking at the charts for a while. I'm certainly planning to do so after the next couple of days, and then come back to it a few days later and see what happens and take it from there. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.